I think almost people are here, so we can start. And welcome to join today's ESAB Cobot Welding and Digital Solution webinar. We appreciate you taking time to attend and hope the webinar will benefit to your business in your regions. So at the beginning, I'd like to have Leo, the leader of Feed Metal Asia, to share something with us.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. So I'm really glad to invite our colleague to present the ESAB, Cobot, and Digital Solutions. As I talked with our team, seems we are really having some potential opportunities for such kind of advanced engineering stuffs. So here, that's why we have this presentation or webinar to us. I hope this is the first one and give a good image on the ESAB products in this way. Maybe in the future, we can have more webinars like this to present more ESAB products with our distributors in Vietnam. And then we can try to develop more opportunities for our business in Vietnam, and also give more solutions or products or ESAB, kind of very advanced technology stuff to our distributors in Vietnam. So during the presentation, maybe you can just type in the questions in the chat box, and we will collect informations and answer to you. Maybe we can start with some instruction of our colleagues, presenter, and also I invited our colleagues in India, Mr. Ravi and Mr. Stephen Drew are here trying to support the webinar anyway. Yeah. Okay. So Vicky.
Yeah, thanks, Leo. I believe the webinar will be a good beginning for the robotic business. Then I'd like to introduce today's presenter, Gregory Chen, robotic sales leader. He worked at ESAB for 10 years and has rich experience on robotic automation. Gregory will bring us the ESAB Cobot welding system and digital solution for today's webinar. And also, as Leo mentioned, during the presentation, if you have any questions, please stop us or type in the chat box, and we will check out and respond to the answers. Okay, if no problem, I will turn the time over to Gregory.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Gregory, and I will make some self-introduction shortly. So I worked for ESAB like 10 years and look after the portfolio for friction stir welding system, laser welding system, and also robotic solutions, including the digital solutions products. And today I will be very glad to introduce these two sections of the products. That's including the Cobot welding solutions and also the digital solutions. For Cobot welding solutions, it includes different configurations, hardwares, and features, and segments applications. So I will introduce like one by one. For digital solutions, that includes the products of Octopuz, WeldCloud Notes, WeldCloud Productivity, and WeldCloud Fleet, and of course, including the products from HKS. So I will break down all this to very detailed in technical sections, and I hope that you guys can get something out of it, and we hope this can help you to develop the marketing locally. So then I will start from the Cobot welding solutions. And as you can see from this first slide, this is generally our product for ESAB Cobot welding solutions. We include different configurations of the Cobot arms. We included different power sources, hardware configurations. And as everyone knows, that the reason why we want to launch this new product to the marketing is because this years we have issues like shortage of welders and shortage of qualified engineers. With the Cobot solutions for welding, we can increase a lot of numbers of machines to replace the manual welding. Of course, we can increase the productivity of the welding process. And also with the numbers of these Cobot solutions, the price of the products is going down and down. So that makes a lot of owners of the small size shops can afford to have this kind of solutions to help them to reduce the cost and increase the productivity. So that's basically the reason why we have to launch these products to help them. And meanwhile, we can increase our value of revenues. So that ESAB welding solutions is a cutting-edge system that integrates different kinds of process and flexible configurations, and also high-tech features, including our ESAB own products. It's a very good choice for welding tasks that demand high-quality welds on diverse workplaces. So it's designed to work with the people together. That's why we call it Cobot, collaborative robot. So the features is very obvious that Cobot is safe to work with people together, and it's easy to program by dragging program. And that makes the normal guy who, of course, you can take like 2 hours training for any workers with a limited experience with welding industry, and they are good to go to have this operation for ESAB Cobot welding. That's our target, to make everyone in the workshop knows how to use it. It's easy to use. That's the main features for ESAB Cobot welding solutions. So that's the pictures we have, the hardware, the product. Then we go to the next slide. And we prepared a very good video that our marketing colleague just made a couple of months ago. And in this video, we demonstrated all the different process, the different welding process, and also the configurations. And we would like to you to take a look here.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
So in this video, you almost can see all the welding process or features related to the robotic solutions, including the Cobot welding solutions, such as the touch sensing, the arc tracking, the weaving, and also the multi-pass and the multi-layer. That's very typical features for the welding industry. And also you will see that we have the ESAB embedded interface in the controller in the teach pendant. So it will make you, the operators, easy to use that. And thus, we also have the different hardware for the arms, the power source, so that we provide different solutions, different options to the customer, considering of the price factor. So, and then we need to talking about a little bit about the benefits of the Cobot. Why the customer? Why they need to have the Cobot, right? That's always the first priority. So the benefits, if you have one Cobot from ESAB, then of course can increase the efficiency, because Cobot can welding like efficiently by automated, repetitive, and time-consuming tasks. It can repeat all the tasks like one time by one time. So this can allow the human workers, the operators, the engineers, to focus on more valuable, complex tasks. So this can increase efficiency. Then the second one is this Cobot can improve quality, because Cobot welding can improve the welding quality by providing consistent and precise welds. You know, the repeatability of the Cobot arms is almost the same like the robot arms. It can reach like a minus plus 0.03, 0.1, 0.05, depends on the Cobot arms you select. So this can improve the constant and precise welds. The repeatability is very, very high, and this can reduce the risk of defects and errors during the process, the welding process. And the next one is this can reduce the costs. For example, you need to just only hire like one operators and can plus like one engineers. Then this can look after a lot of Cobots in the same time, like 5 or 10 according to our experience. So this can minimize and reduce the numbers of the workers, and also minimize the need for human labors. And since Cobot can weld so precise, so this can reduce the material waste and rework time, and improving overall efficiency in the end. Turns out that can reduce the costs. And Cobots also can work around the clock, so can work like 3 shifts, 2 shifts, depends on your workload, and no need to sleep, right? So this can reduce the need for overtime and to increase the productivity. And in the end, it's the same result, reduce the costs. So those are 3 benefits of the Cobot welding solutions. Then next, benefits is enhanced safety. That's one of the biggest features for Cobot welding. And you know, for robot welding, the industry robot, people always worry about the safety, because that thing can really make people injured badly. Also, sometimes can kill people. That we can heard a lot of news from our side. So for Cobot, the reason is we design Cobot is that it can collaborate with workers. And if you touch the Cobot or the Cobot touch you, then the system will respond immediately for the next second, and it will stop immediately. This can reduce the hazardous tasks in the workshop, such as welding, confined space, or high temperatures. So you don't need to worry about the safety. And also the Cobots have different safety features, such as we put some sensors and then can detect when a human worker is nearby. Well, that depends, of course, the which kind of model and options you choose for the safety measures. And this can immediately slow down the process and also stop prevent the collisions in the next seconds. So enhanced safety is definitely the features for Cobot. And the next one is the flexibility. And Cobot welding is highly flexible and can be easily reprogrammed for different welding applications. And we designed this as compact as we can. The benefit for that is that you can have this trolley type design Cobot to anywhere in your workshop. It can easily be deployed in anywhere near your workplaces. And so for this allows manufacturers to quick adapt to change production requirements, and it's easy for programming. So for different kinds of structure of the product, you can easily do we call this dragging program. And you have the operators to take up a couple minutes. Typical time is to do the programming. So it doesn't matter how many kinds of products you have, then it's easy and good to go. So that's the flexibility, either from the require limited space in the workshop, and also good to have different kinds of products. The next one is easy to use. So as ESAB, we design a lot of templates for programming that's embedded in the system. And we want to reduce the programming work as more as we can, and to provide the easy of use to the customers. So it can be quickly integrated to the existing production lines, and take less than a couple minutes time to do the programming, and also use a very intuitive software, make easy for, you don't need to have like a very much technical background. So just like anyone in the workshop have a little bit experience of welding, then you can go to create and modify a welding program. So that's very good features for the customers. So next slide, I will break down the configurations of the ESAB Cobot solutions. So from this picture, it's a very typical configuration of ESAB Cobot welding solutions. This is the Cobot arms. As you can see, this is a universal robot arms. And of course, we can have different brands and models according to the requirement. We can have the Fanuc. We can have the local brands from China like Albo, JK, etc. And then in the end of the axis, I will make a pointer here. So you see here, that's the program flange, which is the core why we can make this program so easy, because with the program flange, we have different buttons in the flange, and with different buttons, you can have different functionalities. For example, you can put the enable functionality in this button. So once you press the button, you're good to move the Cobot. You don't need to enable anything from the touch pendant. That's a good feature. And the next one is we can directly program the Cobot, the path of the Cobot, by pressing the next button, like touch up button for error move, and also touch up button for arc on and arc off. So that's another feature which is good for using to program the path. So that's the program flange. And this is available not only for universal Cobot arm, but also for the other brands like Fanuc and Albo, the local brands. And the next one is the torch. And this is the torch from TBI, which we know it's under ESAB brand. And it's available for different options to fulfill different demands of the applications, such as the different configurations of the torch itself, and also good for stainless steel welding, matte steel welding, and also for the aluminum welding. So depends on the process of the customers. We can provide different solutions for the torches. Then we design the handles. It's easy to manage the movement of the trolley. So 2 handlers. And then we have the working table, and this is a typical size of the working table. The size is 950 millimeters times 850 millimeters. And the standard, of course, if the customer asks for more and bigger, we can design according to their requirements, their spec. So that's no problem. And then talking about the power source, you will see this one in the picture is from the ICFC products that we refer to in China for China. So we have the Transmic 500 and 400 series products for the power source. Of course, we have options for different demands. We have the advanced power source options. That's the Aristo 500iX. I will go into that power source for details later. Then we have the pads. You see here we have 1, 2. That's what you can see. Then we have other 2 pads. So this is 4 pads. When the trolley is in position and ready for welding, we always lower the pads to the floor to make sure that the trolley is good contact with the floor, to make sure it's stable during the motion of the Cobot. Then, of course, we have the 4 wheels, and this 4 wheels with locking functionality. So when it's in position, and it will lock in that position. Again, this also to make sure that it will be stand there stable position to make sure that no vibration during welding. And then we will look from the back side of the whole machine. And here is the copper grounding point. So you will connect your clamps, the ground clamps, to this point. This point can move to anywhere in the thread. So if you have some a little bigger size parts, it will be flexible to anywhere, will not prevent any space of your parts. Then we have the W82, that's the welding data unit. So this configuration is for Aristo 500iX, and W82 is the communication box for talking to the Cobot. It supports different communication protocol, like the Ethernet, EtherCAT, Ethernet IP, and DeviceNet and ProfiNet. So it can work with different kind of arms and from the either Cobot or robot. That's very typical ESAB products for robotic solutions. And then we have the U82. That's the touch pendant, or we can say control unit. All the parameters are set up to the power sources via this U82, and you can set up the voltage compensation. You can also set up the control of the wire speed. You can set up the different arc-on and arc-off parameters, and also can set up the different process for different material. And also we have the synergy lines embedded in this U82 that allows you to work in a smart way. And here next is the Aristo RoboFit 3804W wire feeder. That's the new product following up to 3004W wire feeder, which was a very classic ESAB wire feeder. So the features for this wire feeder is up to more like higher wire speed for the system. And the next one is the wire spool, and we designed in this way, so it's a compact design, it's near to the wire feeder. And the next one is we designed the power cable inlet. So for this trolley, actually we have two kinds of power supply. One is for the power source, it's always up to like 360 to 460 three phases. Then we have the power supply for the Cobot. Normally it's 220. And so for this design, we just need one power cable that's for the 360 to 460. So inside the small box, we have the distribution electric parts will distribute the power to 220 to 240. So it's easy to for the customer. You don't need to have two power cables, and this can reduce, the environment. This can reduce a lot of physical work, and one cable is enough. The next one, you see the small hole, that's the shielding gas inlet. And then we hook up just the shielding gas inlet from either the bottle shielding gas or the line from your workshop. So easy to go. And that's the configurations. So next one is the introduction of each sub devices, like the power source. That's very standard from ESAB classic power source is the Aristo 500iX. And I will not go into this like numbers by numbers, because this is our standard equipment, and this is the specs. You see the mains voltage, and the process support is MIG and MAG. And this most of the time we use this for the Cobot welding process. And then the open circuit voltage, the power factor, and of course, depends on the requirements of the customers. We can have two cooling unit. So it's integration with the power source together as one unit. And sometimes if the process is, the welding process is not that heavy, and then we can also provide just Aristo 500iX as the single power source. And so it's portable heavy industry power source. It supports different kind of process. And besides the standard as the like the pulse, the super pulse to reduce the sputter of the welding process, and also apply for the aluminum, titanium welding, different kinds of material it also supports. So it's very good power source. And with the Aristo power source, then we also have the Aristo RoboFeed 3804W wire feeder. So this is the one to work together, and with these specs, it's almost very standard products from ESAB. So you can see here the voltage 42, and this voltage is supplied by the power source. You don't need to have a separate power source. And you will see it's a speed control, it's pulse encoder. So you will have very accurate speed control according to the demands of the PLC or robot control. Wire speed is very stable and fast. It's up to 30 minutes per minute. And it will work with different kind of material, wires, and different size of the wires. And standard torch connections URL. And these are basic, very general standard data for the spec and order information options. Of course, you can have different either air-cooled or water-cooled interconnection cables between the robot feeder and also and the power source. So the design is very robust. This can work in anywhere in the workshop. You just put that to work as you expect it. It's full roll wheels design and it's feed mechanism. So where grooves in both feed and pressure rolls give stable feeding and low wear of the wires. And so this is very good design compared to the previous generation, that's 3004W. And one thing that the whole package is delivered with this rolls, with this rollers. So when you order that, if you want to order extra, then you order one set rolls, and otherwise it's included already. And the next one is the U82. So this U82 is the core component for process control. All the process like the pulse, the super pulse or called double pulse, or the short arc, and also the start and end of the arc. They are all controlled in this U82, and including the synergy lines. So with synergy lines, you don't need to put all the parameters in by your own. You just need to have the wiring speed. Then the system will calculate automatically for the other parameters. So U82 is definitely the brain of the whole system, and so it's used in combination with different wire feeder and different power source to set and adjust welding parameters, and also can logging the welding process after welding. So it's developed to meet different demanding requirements, and it's designed to be simple and easy to use. It supports multiple languages, so it's very friendly for the local customers with different language, and of course support different material of the wires like Cobot, like mild carbon steel, stainless steel, and aluminum. So all the process, they are embedded in this U82. That's the core for the whole system. So basically, these Aristo products are the advanced package for Cobot welding solutions of ESAB. Then next, I will go to a more like standard, more friendly of the price package. That's from the ICFC products, and we call this Transmig 500, 400 series. So as you can see, we have different models of the power source, and depends on the workload. We have like 300, 400, and 500, and we also have the double pulse, have the RA and RD version, that is the robot analog interface and a robot digital interface. And then we have also the short arc version, that is 400 iron edge and 500 iron edge, so it's different. And here we can see the spec, and rate input voltage is almost same, and this can 380. Of course, this can goes to like 360 to 460. It's like a wide range of the of the power supply depends on different countries' power supply. So we have different options for the power supply like this. And one thing is the power factors. It's very good for efficiency of the power. And OCV 80 voltage, rated power. So this all the data and support the welding process. It's pulse, double pulse, and GMAW. Gas metal arc welding process and material. They also support like mild steel, stainless steel, aluminum, and wire diameters are okay. And those are the ordering information. You see that. So it's basically we would like to equipped with the transmit power sources is considering, for some customers they are more sensitive to the price compared to the performance. So this is an option for them. We can provide the not only our restore power source products, but also the price-friendly solution to them. And then next. Next one is the Cobot arms. So here we have three pictures. That's the Fanuc arm, universal arm, and the local brand Cobot arm. Actually, we can have more than that. So we already listed here. It's from also we can have from Yaskawa and also ABB, and we can also have the Cobot. And that definitely depends on the customer's preference, because for sometimes they want to keep their own systems as the same brand to get more like service, spare parts to save cost. So we provided different selections options to them to have. And those are, if you take a look at the data of these arms, the reach of the arms, it's normally it's like 1.3, it's around 1.3, 1.4 meters. And then the payload is around like 10 to 12. It's very good for arc welding. Actually, it's good enough for arc welding. And sometimes we have some customers that are asking for laser tracking functionality to Cobot, and they ask ESAB if we can do that. The answer is yes, we can do that because we have more payload, and we can put our laser tracking systems, the laser head in front of the head that's attached to the torch. So just touch here, and that is more advanced features, and it's more, of course, it'll be like a little bit more budget for the configurations. But technically speaking, we can do that, and we have done that before. And then next is the detailed data for different arms. You see they're almost 6 axes. Reach repeatability is slightly different, and depends on the spec you got from the customer. We have higher, like 0.03, and have a little bit lower, 0.1. But all of them, they're good. They're good for welding process. And then different weights of the mechanism. And then the motion data, and they are almost very similar, and that doesn't affect the welding process. So they're all good to go. And then next is the torch. So yeah, we have TBI torches assemblies for the robotic or Cobot welding solutions. So it's definitely up to the customer. We can provide different kinds of configurations, like the angle of the torch, like 0 standard, 22, 45, 36, whatever, and length of the torch. And for mild steel applications, for stainless steel, for aluminum. And we also can provide the cleaning station to provide the functionality of cutting wires and spray oil and clean the internal surface of the nozzle to reduce the consumption of the material. So we are all good to provide the whole package to the customers as the torch side. So the next one is we need to talk about a little bit about the features, right? So that's the core value of the Cobot besides just weld as a human. So first one is the touch sensing, and those features are not applied for all the Cobot arms. So it definitely depends on which arms you select. For example, Fanuc, if you select Fanuc as the Cobot arm, it will support all these features. Because for ESAB power source, we are all supported. And for Fanuc, it supports all the features. And then for Universal Robot, it will support portion of the features. And then for the local brand, it will support the other portion of the features. And this we need to keep in mind. We need to, when we talk to the end user, we need to get to understand that what they want. What they want is whole features, or just part of them, or just replace the human arm, just weld. So this can have different selections when we do the configurations. The first one is touch sensing. So what is touch sensing? Touch sensing is a feature that you'll see the picture here, allows the robot to detect the start point and end point, and especially during the middle point of the whole path. And so sometimes when you repeatability of the parts is not good in position, and then you will apply touch sensing. And normally it will touch like, this is the path of the touch sensing. You'll see the first point like this, then we'll touch basically it will touch like 3 points. Here, the wall, the floor, and the point for it's like XYZ 3 points, and here in the on the side. So you will touch like from here, and then move here, then touch here, and touch here 3 points. 1, 2, 3. 3 points. Then will define where you start, and to make sure that your start point is always in the same. And then this is for the start, and then for the end it's the same. You will touch like 3 points in the end. If your weld path is short, then start and end is enough, like 6 points for touching. If you would like to have like a long path, then probably you need to touch sensing the middle point. So that's for touch sensing functionality. And typically, when you have touch sensing, you always need to use arc tracking, because arc tracking is to detect the same position during welding. So it will, from the start and end, then on the way of welding, it will in line to adjust the path, the positions of the torch to make sure that it's in the correct position. So that's touch sensing. Then weaving is also a process that controls the patterns of the torch, especially when you have a gap, which the gap is not that consistent. And also you have the groove, the bevel, and you will use the weaving to fill more material to make sure that the fill is good enough. And with weaving, we have different patterns. And that depends on different groove and also different kinds of gap. So unique welding technical that arc is oscillated transversely as process along the path, allow the filling the joint by moving the arc. That's weaving. Arc tracking is the functionality we always need weaving as the base, because arc tracking is detecting the arc by weaving. You will see this picture. That's the principle how it works. You see here's the center, and here's the shift left. Here is the shift right. So if it's the center, you will see basically it will detect the current change during the welding. And this current voltage change, this data will be sent via the power source to the robot. So the current will change according to the different positions of the wires. You will see here, this is a good position right in the middle. Then if your wire is not in the center, and then the robot will start to move, to shift, like to left or to right, according to the current feedback. So if the current is good enough, then you will see like these patterns. So that you don't need to track the robot. Otherwise, you need to either the right or the left. So that's the principle how arc tracking works. Those are the advanced features for robotic welding process. And the next one is the multi-pass and multi-layer. So this is normally used for a heavy industry like the mobile automotive industry. When the customer has the very thick material and big groove, and then you need to use the multi-pass and multi-layer to fill up as more as you can to make sure the strength of the welding, the quality of the welding is good enough. And this is definitely a good feature for the heavy industry. And then next one is the synergic lines, and this is the process for ESAB. And so you can have like more than 230 synergic lines available for your welding applications. You don't need to manually input all the parameters for welding process. You just need to select your material and thickness, then the system will do it automatically for you. And you type in your data in the dependent control unit. Then you select the material. Then good to go. So ready for you to do the job. And next one is the WeldCloud. So we will go into details of the WeldCloud later, because that's one of the products for InduSuite, we call it, which is the digital solutions platform from ESAB. And so basically, WeldCloud is collect all the data during welding, and also, for example, the voltage, the current, the consumptions of the wires, the gas, the welding deposit. So you will see all this data in front of you. Then you will try to find the bottleneck of the welding process, because you will see definitely the welding factors, like the arc factors. Why the arc welding factors is so low? What is the problem? Why the workers, the operators spend so long time to do something which is not related to the welding process? So basically, WeldCloud is the tool to help the owner or supervisor manager to find what the bottleneck is and to optimize the whole working schedules, the whole process, to increase productivity and to reduce the cost. That's good benefit. So basically, that's the 6 features of the ESAB code welding solutions. Again, depends on which kind of hardware you select, and it can be different. So we can talk this like case by case to the customers in the future if you have like an RFQ or inquiry. So that's no problem. And next one is the features of the software. And so normally when we're talking about automated welding systems, people are afraid to do the programming. And for ESAB solutions, we have software features is we want to make this job as easy as we can. So we provided different templates for the customers, for the operators. And this is the work that can be done by ESAB interface embedded the software, as you can see from here. So we have the template for linear welding, which is the easiest welding process. Then we have the template for circular welding. And then we have the touch sensing welding, we have the arc tracking welding, weaving welding, multi-pass and multi-layer. Those are the templates. So for the operators, you need to do is just to drag your Cobot arms, the TCP of the wires, and to do the touch-up done. All the other setup is already pre-programmed in the template. And then we have the program flange that I talked about before in the beginning. So that's where we have here, and this is also pre-programmed interface, and that will make the program much easier than the traditional way. Sorry. Then next is we need to talk about the other features, which is the extent of the welding itself. So we can plus the laser cleaning functionality. For some customers that require more functionalities, yes, we can do laser cleaning. So laser cleaning is used to clean the oxide layer and the dirty stuff on the surface of the material, and to remove that. That's the functionality. And we have a laser head, so we can put the laser head in front of the welding torch to do that work. And the other way is we can also to change that from welding torch to laser cleaning head. The next one is laser welding functionality. Yes, we can do laser welding by Cobot. Besides the typical arc welding process, we can do the laser welding process. The next one is grinding and polishing. And for some customers who want to have a production line, they want to put the Cobot in their existing production line. They require different process like the grinding and polishing. And we also can do that. And then next one is the laser inspection for welds. So sometimes when we talk with the customer, they always require, okay, we want to have some device by automatically to inspect the quality of the welds. And yet we can have a laser inspection system. It's basically a small laser head plus the control unit. We can put this in the Cobot and we ran the path of the inspection. Then the laser system would detect the appearance defects like the porosity of the appearance, like the undercut of the appearance, like the cracks in the appearance, and this can be automatically measured and also detected, then sent back to their quality control or management system to help the customer to analyze what happened for each session of the welding. And the next one is external axis motion of the welding systems. This is also another topic of for some specific customers. They said, okay, you got the Cobot, which is good for complex design, compact. And what if I want to extend the work envelope of the Cobot? Yes, we have solution. So we can have the number 7 axis to extend the motion of the Cobot. You see we have the linear, we have the vertical axis go up and down. And this can be integrated in different kinematics, like the gantry type, like the stationary gantry, the movable gantry, and the color and boom. So this can extend the working envelope of the system. So basically, this is the software features and other features like the laser cleaning, welding, grinding, polishing, inspection for welds, and external axis motion of welding system. And then next, we need to talk about the segments applications. For industries, this always the customer will ask, okay, is this good enough for our industries, for our applications? And one thing we need to keep in mind is that Cobot solution is to replace the arms from human. It's not to replace the industry robot applications. For industry applications, robot application is more complex. They can handle more like big parts, complex geometry of the parts. They are more designed to do, the big jobs. And for Cobot, it's always we say like small parts, like small jobs, small size of the companies, not like the giant companies now. So here we listed typical industries that the Cobot welding solutions can penetrate into. Which is first one is like general fabrications. We can have that like small parts like motors, pumps, propellers, ladders, small parts. And we also can have the structure steel fabrication like the beams, like small beams. And then we have the transportation, railway industry, small parts for railway industry. So you will see the picture from here. That's a part in the subway. It's the end wall of the subway. So it's like around 2 meters. So we can put the Cobot in the middle of this and to weld that. We can also have like 2 Cobots to weld at the same time for one part. So for this kind of parts, it's easy to handle. And for the shipbuilding industry, yes, we have a very typical system which called like a panel line productions. That's for weld big things. And for the small one, you will see here, there's a lot of stiffeners and panels. So you will see a lot of welds here. Is the stiffeners. Then you can use this one, and you can even put the Cobot in the middle of this. Besides the trolley type, we also can provide the magnetic pad underneath the Cobot base. So it allows you to move the Cobot directly and separately anywhere you want. And as long as you have a suitable length of the welding cables, like the cable assemblies, the water loop, so we can have that solution to the customer for this kind of applications. And those projects we're working on with the customers. Then, of course, next you will have the repair and maintenance, and that's typically used in small workshops. And the owners, normally they do is to repair some like motor cars, bicycles, and the structures, and in some other marketing, they can do this. And that's a good way to have that with the standard package. The next one is R&D or educational for the school and for the young generations. We can use the Cobot to train them, the customer and normally the institute, so they can train the new guys for this industry and for some like colleges to do that. But that's the industry. Actually, you will see we don't have a particular one which Cobot can go. It's basically where you have the welders, like the manual welders, then you can have the Cobot to fit to their industry, to their application. The next one is the indicators for a good prospect. So which prospects we need to look into. So typically like production style is okay if the customer have like high mix, low volume products, which requires a lot of programming, right? So Cobot is good for dragging programming. You just need to have one, and then it's easy to handle high mix because you have different kinds of programming to do. And for each programming, typically a couple of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then you're good to go. So it's good for the high mix and low volume. And parts is complex geometry, small parts, and that's definitely a good way to have Cobot. The next one is workers. Is no special programming skills required. You just have need to have some basic welding knowledge, then good to go. Work conditions is very good for narrow space, small workshops. So that's the segment applications. Then next one, it's always important, it's the support. So we have different kinds of support documents because we have the standard equipment. So for this, you can go to directly menus.esab.com and you can find all the material you have. If you want to have different like a webinar like this with the customers, like a training, like a session, we also can provide to the channels or to the customers. We can discuss together. That's not a problem. Then technical support is like service, spare parts, technical advices, configurations. You can reach Dennis or me directly. And then pricing and terms can reach Leo. And so that's basically the structure of the support. Well, so that's the end of the slides for Cobot welding solutions. And I will hand over back to Vicky.
Thank you, Gregory, for the detailed introduction for the ESAB Cobot welding system. It's quite informative and covered mechanically, technical features, and also segments applications. I think our audience may have some concerns or get to know more on some portions. So let's move to Q&A session.
Okay.
And yes. And I saw our distributor, Mr. Zhong, has some questions.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I saw the question.
Okay, so first one, let me read firstly. Okay, so first one is minimum and maximum of the Cobot hand. I think you're talking about the working range, right? And as we just showed in the slides, so maximum right now we have is around 1.4 meters, and the minimum one is around 950. That's from ABB GoFar Cobot. So that we believe can cover most of the applications. And if you require more, like more payload and also more working envelope, and that will be really cost. And for the big parts, we prefer to have the robotic solutions, the traditional robot. And the other way, of course, is can extend the number 7 axis to extend the hand, the Cobot working stroke. And next one is, can we connect to a tick weather source? Well, that's a good question. And we had a power source from the previous products, and I believe that product still I think still alive, but not but probably phased out end of this year, and that supports tick weather source, so that is okay. And what do the next one is, okay, what do ESAB Cobot have the best solutions compete with the others? So here's here's the advantage of ESAB. We provide different configurations of hardware. So if you take a look at different players, either they have just ABB, they have just FANUC, and we can provide almost like FANUC, ABB, so we integrate all the brands of the Cobots, provide different features. So the first one. The second one, we are a company who doing welding business, so we know exactly what we are doing. We know the process from the scratch, and we can provide all the support for the process. Doesn't matter you have the mild steel, the different materials, different applications, and so that's a benefit from ESAB. The third one is we embedded our own ESAB software in the system that will provide a lot of templates for the end users. It will be easy to use, and that is our benefits. Then number 4 is we have the digital solutions we can combine with the Cobot solutions. For example, we have the WeldClouds, and we can work with the Cobot, and also we have our own offline programming software, which I will go into later. That is good for program the complex geometry. Even you have a Cobot, but sometimes to program a path which includes different lines, for example, linear and also the circular, and especially the circular lines in space, is not easy to handle. And with our own software, the offline program software, it will be easy to handle. And since that is also belongs to ESAB brands, and we can have very good support and as a package to the customer provided. So that's our benefits. And next one. Yeah, so if you are talking about the path, so you're talking about welding edge, when the quality of line welding is not good. That was I mentioned in the slides. We have the touch sensing, we have the arc tracking. So if the intuitive control is like from the ABB robot, if the path is not good enough, and this will affect the welding quality, and we can use this different functionality to do that. But one thing we need to keep in mind is right now, not all the Cobot have these features, because then requires Cobot to support in the software. And if you have FANUC, then we are good to go to provide this and to adjust the welding edge, the path of the welding. That will increase the quality. And the other way is, of course, if you have more budget, then you can have the laser welding, the laser tracking devices to equipped. Yes. Number 5 is, yes, we were focused on that. And then next question. The next question is we are interested in Cobot welding industry. Yeah, because so right now is we'll see it's the night before the morning for it's like explosive demands for cobots, and we can see in other regions of ESAB like in North America, in South America, and also in Europe, we'll see a lot of demands for this cobot business, and we will see potential opportunities in APEC region, like in Korea, in China, also in Vietnam, also in India, in Australia. And shipbuilding definitely is a big industry in China and also in Korea, I believe in Vietnam. And we are right now we are working on a couple of projects. We have like 2 projects in Korea. We're working with them in the Daewoo industry, Samsung industry, and in China we are working with 2 shipyards. And the picture which I just presented in the slides is the one for a typical shipbuilding industry parts. So while working with them together, we hope that we can give you some more examples for that industries. Yeah. Do we have more questions?
Yeah, whatever the questions, we will do our best to support. Are there any questions from anyone? Okay, nope. Seems like we've covered all of our questions. So then we will have 10 minutes for break. You can take a rest or grab a coffee. I know your time is still early. Oh, I think someone is rising. Their question? Okay, if more question we can discuss later. So then we will have a break.
Okay,
during the break, you also can raise the questions.
Okay, so I'll answer the questions after the break. Right?
Okay, please come back in 10 minutes. 9:45. Yeah. Okay, I believe everyone should have already returned back for the second half of our meeting. And before we start, there are still a few questions haven't been answered.
Yes, I will try to answer these questions before we move to the next session. So next question is, which robot ESAB China had worked most successfully? Well, so I would recommend to have the, I think Samuel, you'll refer to Cobot, right? So I will refer to Fanuc and also Universal Robot, UR. So that two brands covers most of the welding features, which is good for the customers. And of course, the prices are a little bit higher than the regular one. And the next one is what from EVD equipment, what of advantages of Cobot solution compared to others? If you're talking about, if you mean others means the manual welder or the other solutions of robots, so this will be definitely two typical answers. So to the human welders, Cobot is a lot of advantages, like more accuracy, more precise, and work very high speed. Like the welding speed can reach like 0.8 to 1.5 meters per minute, and easy to program, and can save a lot of cost by labor cost, because you need like just one or two persons can manage a group of cobots, so working at the same time can increase the productivity. And if you compare to the robot, well, the benefits, the advantage compared to robot in the small parts weld, that's definitely Cobot is easy to program compared to industry robot. You don't need an engineer trained for years, like a skilled person to do that. So it's easy to program. But if compared to the big parts, like the big size robot, then definitely robot will have the advantage, because robot is good for complex design, complex system design, and they are more advanced in the other features, can work with different axes, different kinematics. Next one is okay. Next one is, how about accuracy when Cobot moves on rail? That's a very good question, because right now most of the players, it doesn't matter the integrators or the suppliers or even the OEM of the Cobot, it can work with the rail, but not like the way that a robot works. Because robot works with the rail, it always in synchronized mode. So meaning if you have an external access in a rail, doesn't matter, it's like a ground rack or like the positioner, you work together in the same simultaneously, then the accuracy is very good for robot. But for Cobot, the problem is for the whole industry, the control system for the Cobot itself is still under developing to work in a good way with the external rail. So the accuracy is not good at robot, talking about to Cobot. But it can work. It will work like this way. So it will work either you move the Cobot as a whole set to a certain position. Then secondly, you start to move the Cobot to weld. Or you move the Cobot and on the rail in the same time, but you will lose the accuracy of the TCP. It's not good enough to handle some very accurate applications. And then next question is wire diameter accuracy. I had connect a few tennis curved. Yes, that's robot. If you're talking about a Panasonic robot, VNet 6 years ago, yes, and so I will understand that you are trying to explain why you asked that question, right? So okay, it's been answered. Okay. So if no more questions, then I will move to next part. That's the digital solutions products, because we are running a little bit out of time. And of course, if you have more questions, no problem. Just send us email after the webinar. There's no problem. We are happy to answer any questions related to this product. So next one is the Octopuz, and Octopuz is one of our digital solutions products. And as I said before, it's ESAB has the InduSuite, so-called InduSuite platform. In that platform, we combine different kinds of digital solution products, including Octopuz. And Octopuz is a Canadian company that ESAB acquired in 2020. So now it's also ESAB family, and this software is basically for robot offline programming. So to reduce the programming time and to provide a solution of the way to customers who has not that many qualified engineers to do the programming. So that's basically what Octopuz task. So in this part, we have the content. It will be like introduction, applications, target customers, and roles, and how to get a support. So I also prepared a video, right, to show again, including the sound. Okay, I'll play this video for you.
Think about how much offline robot programming has changed the way we get things done. It's made our work easier and more efficient than ever. It's been revolutionary. But this revolution has created a new job: programming your robot cell's next task offline. And if that step becomes a bottleneck because of bloated, unnecessarily complex, outmoded software, you can't fully realize the promise of OLRP. And that's why we've totally rethought the software that makes our OLRP go. Meet the next generation of Octopuz. It's the most easy-to-use, elegant offline robot programming software ever made. Its speed, reach, and flexibility make it the best thing to happen to OLRP since OLRP. Its intuitive, modern interface lets you easily program and run multi-robot cells from just about anywhere. Octopuz features flexible, user-based accounts, and you can feel confident knowing our expert team of applications engineers are ready to assist your next project with their unmatched training and support. Octopuz is here to put your business 8 steps ahead, so you can go places your competitors haven't even imagined yet. And when you're ready, we'll help you get there.
That's an introduction clip from for Octopuz.
Think about.
So that here is the what Octopuz is. So Octopuz is the offline robot programming software can enable complex robot applications to be programmed in a virtual offline environment without disruption to your manufacturing process. So basically, Octopuz will create a digital twin environment for your project. You need to load in your robot cell template and also parts. So when we say template, means you need to provide the CAD file of your system, including the robot, the external access, the rails, and also the parts. Provide to us. Then we will build the digital twin environment for you to do the programming. And then next is you can program your part efficiently with integrated tools. This kind of tools including, for example, you can offset the position of your TCP, of your base, and also offset your path, and to creating and optimizing robot motions. And in this programming way, you can also have different process. For example, you have the touch sensing features, you have the arc tracking features, you have the laser tracking, and you can add this kind of features to this software. So when you do the programming, you don't need to do as the traditional way, like touch up, to do this one by one. You just click some points in the software, then the software automatically creates your code. And then next one is when you have this code, have this path, you can run this by simulation. Then you know exactly which process, which sequence is good for your process. And you can also save a lot of time, because you will find out when you do the simulation which move makes no sense at all, because that's error move, right? So you can save a lot of sequence. The next one is you can create code very accurate and directly by the software. Then the robot can run this code directly. So it's not only a functionality of simulation, but a functionality of doing the physical work by running the code which posted from Octopuz. That's the most important features from Octopuz. And next one is benefits. When we talk with the customers, they always ask, "What's the benefits? Why I need to use Octopuz? What can I earn from out of Octopuz, this software?" Right. So first one is definitely reduce the production downtime, because you can program this offline, and you can keep the production line, keep the system running, operational, so you don't need to shut down the system. And the next one is to maximize the robot ROI, because you don't miss revenue from production stoppage. That's the first one. Then next one is improve programming efficiency, of course, because when you do the touch-up, you don't see the whole picture of your system. But when you do this in the virtual replicas of your real-world cell, then you will know exactly and identify the optimal tool path, and to optimize the path, the programming. And the next one is the robot brand. So this can eliminate the need to purchase different software programs for different brands. For example, in your workshop, you have different brands from ABB, from Kuka, from Fanuc, from Yaskawa, etc. Then when you do the programming by offline, if you want to have this functionality, either way, you buy the software from their OEM software, like they have their own offline program, that's for sure. But with Octopuz, you just need to buy Octopuz, because Octopuz will work with all these brands in one cell. So this can save a lot of learning costs, and also the physical costs to spend for the different kinds of software from the OEM. There's definitely a good benefit. And the next one is simplified complex programming. So when you do a programming, especially for very complex geometry, and sometimes when you do touch-up, it's not easy. With offline programming, then, because the system will determine the path, the geometry of the parts from fire automatically, so it's easy. You don't need to have any experts for programming. Just click some points. And the next one is automatically detect and avoid errors. So this the Octopuz offline programming has the features of detect the collisions and avoid errors such as the reachability of the arms. So when you have these errors, when you click some function button, the system will automatically correct for you to make a new path. This can save a lot of headache. And next one is program robot systems with complex configurations. This means we have different rails like positioners, rack, and gantries with the robot. It's good to go to have these complex configurations of the hardware. It supports the external access, all working together in the synchronized motion way. And next is support all robot manufacturing process. So we are ESAB is the welding and cutting company, right? So we have not for Octopuz, it supports not only welding, cutting, also support machining and the other process like spraying, additive applications. So So when you talk with the customers, if they have the demands of the other applications, Octopuz is also ready to do the job. And then next is the products and service. And this is standard products for Octopuz. Normally have two ways. We have two products, two kind of product. One is the annual subscription, and this will be paid by year. Of course, Leo later will, after the webinar, will give you more information about the business parts, like the products, the price, terms, and also the other items. Now here we have two types. One is subscription, and the other one is perpetual version. So we have two selection for the customer. One is paid by like this way. The other one is like a license for lifetime for the software. And these are the description of the products. So basically here we can do is complete the path creation functionality and single and multi robot cell simulation and posting and the other features. And this is the implementation, which is very important because we need to align the virtual world from Octopuz to the real world. So we need to do a kind of steps to make sure that will happen as we expected, like the survey, measure, align, repeat, and test. And this will take some time, depends on the scale of the project. So next, it's very always interesting and important is applications, what projects we are working on and what projects Octopuz is good to fit. So as mentioned, here is welding, cutting, simulation, additive, machining, spraying. They're all good to go for Octopuz. And support different applications of robots and also Cobot. So you will see here we support the big family, ABB, Fanuc, Kuka, Yaskawa. We also support the other brands like Clues, Kawasaki, OTC, Panasonic, Strobia, Universal Robots. And most of the projects we have done for the years. I think we had the experience more than eight years with Octopuz even before ESAB acquired Octopuz. So normally work like Kuka and ABB. So that's we can do. And for the others, we are working this year's also like Clues. Clues a little bit special for the postcode, and also for the other brands. So we support most of the robots in the market. And next one is the features of Octopuz. So as I mentioned, Octopuz welding features support not only the welding, but also different process and different method of welding. For example, support multi-layer, multi-pass, and also support stitch welding. So sometimes the customer has the continuous welding, as a long weld, and sometimes the stitch welding, like space weld, space weld, space weld, and this can easily be done by Octopuz. I know we have some special calculation and also some special formula in the software. You just type in what the length of the stitch and what length of the space, so it will automatically deploy the program for you. The next one is weaving, and then sim tracking. Sim tracking, including the arc sim tracking and also the laser sim tracking. Different robots requires different code format, of course. So we provide this formats to almost the robots. Next one is touch sensing. And then we have more. More means that if you have some special features process, we can do the customized development for you. For example, we had a project in China 7 years ago. So that project includes sim tracking and also includes the laser, the wireless laser inspection system for the appearance quality. Then we have the laser cleaning system, and we have the detection system of the welding penetration. And customer required us to do everything via Octopuz. So we developed a very unique package for them, and that is Octopuz can do. So I'm trying to explain that Octopuz software is more capable than we think. Next one is utilize multiple touches per path or global touch correction. So this is like basically the correction of the path of the during the welding. And the next one is fully simulated touch sensing, multi-layer stitching and weaving, of course. So when you finish the welding programming in the virtual world, then you need to simulate that, and the simulation process support everything that you have done in the code. Then you know exactly what is your bottleneck in the programming. And next one is the one which I like very much, which is the parametric and reusable weld creation. So we had we do the programming normally for the industrial robot. You need to know the code, right? And for this, you don't need to know the code. You just need to know where you put your data, your number for welding, in which blanks. And then once this programming for one sim is done, it's reusable, meaning can and paste or your set up your parametric parameters for that sim and to paste to the other, which is exactly the same parameters welds but different locations. This can save a lot of time during programming, and those are reusable. You can save that as a template, and then you can use the next time as a template. This can really save a lot of time. So those are the typical features, and I believe the customers always like to ask, okay, can we use the software before we make the decision to purchase? The answer is yes. So we provide the test license, the trial license for the customer in a period of time, like 1 month to 3 months, depends on the customer as request. And with that application, and we can also provide the support in technical aspects, like we can walk through with customers how to use that software. We will dig into the software very detailed, like which functionality, how to click these buttons, what will happen, how to make the programming, how to do the operation, how to post the code, how to import and export your code, how to import your CAD files. So we'll walk through with them very, very detailed aspects, and to make sure they know how to use that. So keep in mind, if any customers ask for you if any trial license, the answer is yes. Next one is the applications. So we had a lot of applications in Octopuz in the region, also in global. And this one is from Canada.
Hi, Steve Leskew again from York Metal Products. For this installment of Partners in Processing, we're going to be exploring how Penmar Automation found a programming solution for our robotic weld cell, where we're making large enclosures, by utilizing a local Canadian software company called Octopuz.
Hi, my name is Rob House, and I'm the head of technology for Octopuz. Octopuz is an offline robot programming software to program industrial robots for applications like welding and cutting. We were introduced to York Metal through a company called Penmar, who is a robot integrator.
Penmar quickly realized that we needed to augment the native OEM software to allow for the advanced welding features to be added offline, which are required on our complex enclosures that we manufacture. So Penmar went out to find offline programming software with the advanced features required, so they don't have to be manually added on site, taking significant time and additional costs.
After researching a number of third-party offline robot programming solutions and comparing features such as compatibility with our robot, technical support offering, implementation schedule, and overall cost, Octopuz stood out as a world leader in this space and are a local Canadian company as well.
Having flexible and better yet local partners was key to the design, build, and programming of York's robotic weld technology. Thanks to the collaboration between York, Penmar, and Octopuz, we were able to dramatically improve on programming robotic communication, ensuring effective production cycle times to support our customers' quality and delivery expectations. Thanks again for taking the time to watch York Metal Products, Partners in Processing. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about how York Metal Products can assist your company, please feel free to call me directly.
So this is the KUKA system. It's the KUKA robot system, and you will see we'll have the externals, rails, and positioners. We'll have different option support. And then next one is it's not welding, it's grinding and polishing process. Yeah, that's also KUKA. So then next one is FANUC, and this is the welding process, and including the laser searching, weaving, stitch, and multi-layer applications. And the next one is a reference in China. That's the laser welding, and you will see this KUKA KMC solutions. We have axis, 4 linear axis and 3 rotary axis, and we use the Octopuz offline. The system dimension is 40 meters times 3.5 meters in wide stroke. And you see the pulse here. It's complex, and there's a lot of stitches welding, it's hundreds of seams to weld. So if we do the touch-up, the traditional way to do the program is a big headache. Then we use the offline programming from Octopuz to do the job. And this one is the, okay, take a look at the video. So this is simulation, and also this is when we have done the programming, then we'll run the simulation. You will see all the paths. And then you also can inspect if this welding sequence is good enough for your process, because you need to consider a little bit about the distortion. And this is the weld in the real world. Yep. So next one is also a project in China. and that's the Chinese next generation transportation system, which is the maglev transportation system, and the speed of the maglev is over 600 kilometers per hour. So we are very proud to be one of this project. So ESAB provided the welding system for the aluminum body of the maglev, and we use Octopuz software to do the programming for the whole parts. You will see here that's the parts laid down on the fixture, and we do the by the software. And this is a big project. It's 70 meters length and also 4.5 meters by wide stroke. So it's a big one, and we use this Octopuz to do all the process features, including welding, laser inspection, laser cleaning, all this kind of stuff. So next one is the Octopuz targets customers and roles. And normally we have the end users and our robotic integrators, and that's where our two ideal customers. And we prefer, or we recommend to have the robotic integrators as the customers. Indicators for perspective is high mix, low volume, complex geometry, large parts, robot brands, any, and the program method, the old way is OEM software dependent. So we can have them to convince them to replace by Octopuz and to solve the bottleneck due to programming time. The next one is how to get support. And so we have different support. One is instructions support documents. That's directly we can get from Octopuz Academy. That's the link. And also we can send directly to Oct support. That's from global support in ESAB. And we have also the regional support. And either you reach me or reach Patrick. So we can support from the how to make the programming, how to do that, to post the code. And the pricing and terms, again, can reach Leo. And one thing I just mentioned is keep in mind that we can apply as a customer. You have the chance to apply to have a trail license, so it's available. You can use that for 1 or 2 months. Then after that, you decide to buy it or not. So that's basically the Octopuz session. Octopuz section. Now I will go to WeldCloud and HKS, who are running a little bit behind.
Hi, Gregory.
Yes.
Yeah, can you check the chat box? And we have one question from Samuel.
Okay, do we have any free license for education users? Right now, no. The answer is no, but we are working with Global because we also know that we have the other competitors, they are working in this field. So we're working with Global team to see if we can have a license for that. And probably Leo can later on have more information after the webinar.
Yes, Samuel. If we need this kind of application for education, we can talk about that. We can have a different way on this, Samuel. Okay. Sorry, carry on, Gregory.
All right, give me 1 second. Ring. All right, so next section is the WeldCloud and HKS. So for this session is, and again, the products of WeldCloud and also HKS is try to solve the problem of shortage of well-trained and qualified personnel. And then also the the manufacturing process will be more complex than before. So data management, it's very important in the future to increase the productivity of the products and also the safety. So we put this digital solutions products together as the integrated data management system. try to create more value for the customers. And this presentation will introduce a cloud-based end-to-end solution from process simulation. Like basically it's like before weld, during weld, and after weld. So we have all these products to cover. So InduSuite is the first open manufacturer cloud-based welding machine and data management system for welding and cutting technology and for the fabricators. You will see from the web page InduSuite, including WeldCloud products and also cloud products, Octopuz, Cobot, and this kind of software products. And so it will including all the process like preparation, including the welding notes that will have the functionality of WPS documents, WPQR documents, certificates, sketches. So basically that is management software for your paperwork, also your certification, qualification of your welders. And then we have the simulation. We have the, as I introduced just now, is the robot programming software, offline programming software, Octopuz. Then we have the simulation, which we call the SimulFact. And that is from a partnership. It's from Hexagon. That's also a Swedish company. So we work together and integrate their system to do the simulation of the thermal stuff in the during the welding process, during the simulation. And then we have the implementation process. That's the quality compliance with parameters, tracking, quality improvement. And then we have the follow-up. That's the service. Is calibration, validation, and repairs of the welds. Then till the end. So first one is the before welding. It's the document management. This is the WeldCloud. Functionality is to record and manage your documents of PQR, welding qualifications of the welders, compliant issues, management, document search and archiving, the logging functionality and traceability of each welds, each session. And then have the overview functionality of all your documents, so you know exactly who is doing which work in which day and what the quality and what the certificates he holds, like this kind of information, and all will be stored in the cloud, so you can access anywhere with the internet. Next one is the simulation of robots. So this one is the Octopuz we just had it. Next one is the SimulFact value. And this one is very good software. So this can thermal simulation of all the process for like MIG, TIG, laser, EB, resistance, spot welding, frictional welding, and mechanical joining. And we calculate based on the database of thermal, medical, mechanical, metallurgical, electrical, coupled multi-physics solver. So can calculate when you type in, when you input your welding parameters into the software, and then it will calculate automatically your thermal distribution with different colors. Then you know exactly what is your distortion of the welds. That's which is the most important for the welding process. Then you have the building in pre and post processing includes multi-phase material models and simple to learn and use GUI. And inside the software, it includes a lot of different material database, the property of the material for welding. So it's very useful, can reduce the cost by simulation instead of physical works like you try out for welding, and then enabling mitigation of distortion and residual stress, and understanding the effects of welding joining process early in the PD cycle, is the product development cycle, long before physical prototypes and build, and improving robustness of manufacturing process. So this is a very good tool for that. Next one is during welding, and we have the WeldCloud Fleet, WeldCloud Productivity. So WeldCloud Fleet is the tool that you can manage your machines in different workshops. So immediately notification of equipment malfunctions if you have different welding power source. Service log for planning and documentation of any service work, and update management, remote updates via WeldCloud, and job management, set, edit, and distribute jobs. So WeldCloud productivity is the tool that you know exactly what happened during welding. So you know arc time factor, and you know percentage of welding time that arc actually burns, and you know the deposition rate and also comparison reports. Then you also can scan your parts and also the wire, like barcode, QR code scanning functionality. You can scan a user who is doing this work, and wire specs of the wire, gas, and WPS, etc. And then you can have the functionality of valuation of welding costs according to work orders or manufactured part. So then you know everything during welding, then you know exactly what the bottleneck is, then you know how to solve that. So that's the value of the software of WeldCloud. So this is a typical analysis of the cost optimization chat. So normally for the welding costs, the distribution of that is labor is always the big portion. So labor you see here is normally 81%, is over 8%, and the arc time factor for the operating time is 20%. Let me get the pointer here. Yeah, so that for process manual process is arc time factor is normally from 10 to 30%, and for the mechanized and also the robotized is better than that. It's like over 40 to sometimes you can reach like 90, which is really good data. And then you know exactly which money you spend and how to increase the investment of the money. So the key is the arc time factor, right? So if you have more arc time factor, then you can have more working load and working productivity, then you can earn more money. And then this is the cost of production. So these are the typical reasons of why your non-production time, where your productive time goes. So those are like non-optimized material flow, lack of material, too many or unnecessary grinding operations, too much better, need to clean a little bit. These kind of factors are the reasons why you have a very low non-productive time. And then here's the hardware of the WeldCloud. We have the built-in, which is ready for the old ESAB products and also the new one, such as the Aristo and Edge welding systems. Then we have the universal connector, which is very good option for non-ESAB power sources. For example, we can sell this to the other player, like the furnace, like the Canby, as long as the connector is good to go. And then we have the external module, and this for retrofit of the old systems. So during the implementation of the welding, we have the other tool is HKS. We have the Weld Quality Assurance System. It's very important to have overview of the actual welding qualities, right? To know exactly what the parameters is. So basically, this system will measure in real time the welding voltage, the welding current, the wire speed, and the shedding gas flow meter, the shedding gas flow, and also the welding speed, which gain data from the wire communication interface. So functionality is checking and monitoring of welding parameters, analysis of faulty parameters, traceability, early detection of welding irregularities, and automated process to detect defective components. So that's the functionalities. And here is some pictures and reference to see how that works. You see here, that's some defects. During the aluminum welding, you will see the current and voltage curves. You see there's like a jump there. Then you know exactly, okay, something's wrong there. You will stop and take a look. And this will be logging in your database. And here is a lot of customers ask if this can be integrated to their automation systems. The answer is yes. So this can be done to a lot of kinds of application of automation, like the magnetic resistance, monitoring of virus stations and all welding parameters, and integration to existing customer systems via field bus. And this is a short clip to show that the live data during welding, and you will see all this data. And this slide is to I mentioned that the WeldQA system ensures automatically 100% monitoring of production. And if you have some occurrence of irregularities, you will stop and try to check what happened. And then you will not affect further more product defects, right? And this results in less scrap, or benefits you is less scrap, less post-processing, less test effort. So resulting in reduced cost of production by increasing quality. And this is the graphic of the welding of this. So you know exactly what happened during the welding. The next one is the follow-up. So this is after welding. And when you finish your welding, you want to check your power source, your welding equipment. And we have this tool kit to do the inspection of your accuracy, like the welds, the parameters of from the power source, like welds up to 64 hours can record that long time and performing a archiving procedure, and also help in the search for causes of welding defects. And one thing is very important for the process is cooling down time. So measure the TA5 time, then you know exactly what is the time from cooling down from 800 degrees to 500 degrees. Then, because that time is very important for the quality of the welds. Then data export to the other systems. You can do the evaluation and documentation. And digitalized, you don't need to have any paper. Everything is stored by digital in this little screen unit. And then preparation of calibration records according to the IEC standard. So that's the service hardware. Then this is the example of calibration process and also the paperwork. So for sometimes the customers that require the calibration certifications, and this is the one to provide them. Okay, this machine is calibrated, then it's good to go to welding. And next one is the support. So we have the manuals documents from standard ESAB manual document website, and we also have the HKS website for material. Then technical support, you can reach Dennis or myself, and pricing and terms reach Leo. So this is roughly information about the HKS and WeldCloud. Again, we have also set up a demo machine in China process center. And so in the future, if any customer interest to see that, we can do a live demo of how this works. And we also have the software that is ready to show. I will not go to details, but this is the platform of InduSuite. We can show this anytime to any customer who has interest to use our product. We just we can provide a test account to them, so they can go into a little bit by themselves to see what is the WeldCloud products, and you will see all the octane factors and the consumptions, wire, gas. You can choose the timeline, and okay, you can choose the different size machines. Like I have the access right now only to China process centers, so I know exactly which machine is working on which products and what is the data for that. So that's the productivity. And then you also have the WeldCloud fleet, and that is the management tool of all your machines in different locations. We can have like a map view, so you know exactly where the machines are. I only give some time to load. And then we have the machine permissions. You can set up different machine permissions and the service. This will be upgrade the software automatically. You can also have the job management to arrange your job to the different welders, firmware management, machines, devices. So basically, this is the two. Then the next one is WeldCloud Notes, and this is the management of the documents, like the PQR certificates and all this. You know exactly your status of the certificates and WPS, and also the personal, the welders, and it's like documents management. So we're running a little bit out of the time. And I think that's all the presentation of the digital solutions. Now, I I'll hand over back to Vicky to see if there's any questions.
Okay, thanks, Gregory, for the introduction for the digital solution. I think we run a little bit over time today, but then we have a quick look on the questions. Do anyone have any question to ask? Hi, Leo. Is there anything else you want to cover or add?
Hi, thanks, Gregory. Thanks, Vicky. So, our distributors in Vietnam. If you have any, oh, sorry, I have a question from Samuel. Can we set a deviation with notifications? Gregory, sorry, this is a technical question. Can you have a quick answer on this to Samuel, or we can address the, Samuel and our distributors. If you have any questions, you can address to me and Gregory. As Gregory said, you can have support from us on the technical stuff, and also on the commercial point of view. If you have any interest to have the offer and any potential funnels and customer needs, you can let me know. We can follow up accordingly, and even we can pay a visit to the customer for the explanation, or we can have a live video demonstrations with the customer if they are interested in this. So I hope this webinar can help us, and also let us know any other information or any other question you have. We try to develop such kind of application for us. Okay.
Yes, to Leo, I think I can answer that question. So to answer the question from Samuel, can we set deviations with notifications? Yes, the answer is, for a system, especially for a system which do the inspection of the weld qualities like the HKS, right? We always can set the limit, like the low limit and a high limit. So yeah, we can notify to the operators. Now it's inside the range, which is green, and now it's out of the range, the first range. Now we can send it like the warning message. Then if it's far away from our quality range, then it will be alarm. And you can choose that if you want to stop the system from welding, or you just want to receive the message. This can also be set up in the system. So that's no problem.
Okay, thanks, Gregory. Are there any questions from anyone? Okay, no, it's okay. If you have any future question, you can email to us, to Gregory or to Leo. So we appreciate you being here with us, and thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.